that.
What if I told you there's a Simpsons episode where Lisa becomes a supernatural killer inspired by Death Note? The animation is completely different. Springfield turns into an anime, and the episode, although it looks like a parody, is one of the darkest stories The Simpsons have ever told. Most fans didn't even notice when it aired, but this is the weird Simpsons episode you missed. It all starts in silence. There's no cheerful intro, no familiar theme song. The screen fades in to a smog-covered Springfield. Burns power plants fill the horizon, choking the sky with clouds of pollution. And in the middle of it all, we see Lisa walking alone, clutching her school book, coughing softly. Then, something falls from the sky. A black notebook, covered in dust. On the cover, 2 words written in white ink, Death Tome. Lisa picks it up. Curious. She flips the first page and reads, "The person whose name is written here shall die." She laughs. Thinks it's a joke. But at that exact moment, a TV screen lights up in a nearby store window. Breaking news. Mr. Burns announces new wage cuts for all employees. Lisa looks at the TV, then at the notebook. And for the first time, she hesitates. The camera slowly zooms in. Her pencil trembles as she writes, "Charles Montgomery Burns." Silence. No sound. Only the faint wind blowing through the streets. And then, seconds later, the news anchor's voice changes. "We have an update. Mr. Burns has collapsed and is being rushed to the hospital." Lisa freezes. The notebook slips from her hand. She can't believe it, but something has changed. Something in her eyes, dimmer now, colder. That night, Lisa tries to convince herself it was a coincidence. She hides the notebook under her pillow. But when she turns off the lights, she swears she can see it glowing faintly in the dark, like it's breathing. The next morning, she overhears Principal Skinner praising Burns for bringing jobs to Springfield. Her expression turns blank, and without thinking, she writes another name, then another, and another. The scene that follows is cut like a Japanese anime. Fast flashes, storm clouds, heavy ink shadows. Lisa's eyes glint as Springfield grows cleaner and emptier. Each time someone dies, the world loses a bit more color. Each name written drains her, and the town just a little further. It's here that the tone shifts completely. For the first time, Lisa Simpson, the moral center of the show, starts to transform. She's no longer the sweet, idealistic girl with a saxophone. She's a quiet, methodical avenger, a god of death in a yellow-skinned world. And the scariest part? She genuinely believes she's doing the right thing. The episode cuts to darkness. Lisa sits in her room, her Fosse half-lit by the blue glow of her computer screen. Beside her lies the open notebook, the Death Tome. She begins to write names. Polluters. Corrupt politicians. Criminals who escaped the law. Each stroke of her pencil sounds sharp, deliberate, and every time she writes a name, a faint thunderclap echoes in the distance. The music changes. Slow, eerie, Japanese strings and bells. It's the kind of score that doesn't scare you outright, but makes your stomach twist. Because you know she's crossing a line she can't come back from. Then, suddenly, she's not alone anymore. A dark, winged figure appears behind her. A shadow with a grin that stretches too wide. It's the Shinigami of The Simpsons. But unlike Ryuk from Death Note, this one looks like a twisted version of Krusty the Clown. Same love, same voice, but his eyes are hollow. He floats above her and speaks. "Sweetheart, you're cleaning up Springfield, but who's gonna be left to watch you play your saxophone?" Lisa ignores him, but his laughter echoes across the room. Long after he's gone. At school, people start whispering, "Another teacher gone. Another politician found dead." And, strangely, no one seems sad. Springfield feels lighter, cleaner, happier, at least on the surface. But Bart begins to notice. Lisa's not the same. Her smile is gone. Her voice monotone. And the walls of her room are covered with sticky notes full of names. One night, Bart sneaks in. He finds the Death Tome hidden under her bed. When he opens it, His eyes widen, pages and pages of names Skinner, Moe, the mayor, even minor background characters. Bart's heart races. He storms into Lisa's room and confronts her. Lisa, you're killing people with a notebook? She looks up slowly, calm and cold. No, Bart, I'm saving them. I'm saving Springfield from itself. Her tone sends chills. There's no emotion, no guilt, only logic. To her, this isn't murder. It's mathematics! The camera lingers on Bart's face, his shock turning to fear. For the first time, he's afraid of his sister. The next sequence is pure art. It's animated like a dark anime montage. Lisa writing while the city dims, colors fading to gray. Buildings crumble in the distance, streetlights flicker, and faintly, her saxophone plays, distorted off-key, like it's crying. The Shinigami returns, laughing quietly in the background. In the end, every mortal wants to be a god. They just forget that gods bleed too. Lisa keeps writing, and as she does, the notebook begins to pulse with light. Her hand trembles, but she can't stop. Every letter feels like a spell she's addicted to. The humor of The Simpsons is gone. No punchlines. No bright colors. Just moral decay disguised as justice. By now, Springfield is unrecognizable. Empty streets, dark skies. A place that's pure, but dead. Lisa stands at the center of it all, eyes glowing white, surrounded by paper torn from the death tome. And as the camera pans out, we realize the truth. Springfield isn't dying because of evil people. It's dying because of Lisa's version of good. The tone shifts. The story changes. Perspective. Now, it's Bart's turn. He's the only one left who sees what's happening. The only one brave or dumb enough to face Lisa. From here, the episode turns into a psychological thriller. Bart becomes the detective, the L of Springfield. We see him at Moe's, sitting with a notebook of his own. He's making a list, not of names, but of patterns, dates, times, and places where people died. He draws lines between them. All the trails point to the same thing. Lisa. Milhouse sits next to him, nervously drinking a squishy. Greater than. Bart! This is crazy! Lisa wouldn't hurt anyone! That's what I thought too, Bart answers, until I realized everyone who ever annoyed her is gone. The two sneak into Lisa's room again, but this time, she's waiting for them. Lisa turns slowly in her chair, her eyes glowing faintly blue. The death tome rests on her desk, open, and the Shinigami stands behind her, grinning like he's enjoying a show, looking for something. Boys, Bart tries to act tough, but his voice cracks. Greater than. You've lost it, Lisa! You're killing people! She replies softly. No, Bart. I'm creating balance. For once, Springfield is quiet. Peaceful. Isn't that what everyone wanted? Her logic is terrifying because it almost makes sense. From this moment on, the episode becomes fast-paced and surreal. Bart tries to stop her, but she's always one step ahead. Every plan he makes, she predicts. Every trap, she avoids. And then, something strange happens. Lisa starts talking to someone that isn't there. At first, Bart thinks it's the shit, but then she looks straight at the camera. You think you're watching a show, right? She whispers. I can see you. The screen flickers. For a second, it feels like Lisa is staring directly at the audience through the screen. The sound distorts. Static fills the background. And then everything returns to normal, as if nothing happened. Bart panics. Lisa, what was that? Who are you talking to? The same people who've been watching us our whole lives. The tension builds to the breaking point. Bart finally decides to take the notebook away from her. In the middle of the night, he sneaks into her room again, grabs the death tome, and runs. Lisa wakes up instantly. Her voice echoes across the house. Bart, don't open IT! But he do. And what he sees inside stops him cold. The notebook is writing by itself. New names appear on the page, one after another, in Lisa's handwriting. But she's not touching it. And then he sees it. His own name. Bart Simpson. Lisa runs into the room, horrified. Greater than, I didn't write that! I swear! The Shinigami laughs. Oh, but you did. You just don't remember. You fed it too much, and now it writes for you. The lights flicker violently. The notebook begins to glow red. Papers fly around the room like a storm. Lisa screams and tries to tear it apart. But every page she rips just multiplies into 2 more. Bart grabs her hand. Lisa, stop it. It's the book. It's controlling you, she yells. Greater than, no! I'm controlling it! But the moment she says that, the death tome bursts open. Pages swirl through the air, covering the walls with the names of every person in Springfield. Even her own family. Homer, Marge, Maggie, Bart, Lisa. The Shinigami claps slowly. Congratulations, Lisa. You've finally written the perfect ending. The animation changes again. Colors vanish, replaced by black, white, and red. Lisa falls to her knees. The ink from the notebook bleeds across the floor like water. Her eyes fade to gray. Springfield collapses around her, buildings dissolving into sketches and lines. Everything turns into paper. Drawn, erased, gone. Bart's voice echoes one last time. Lisa, you can't save the world by destroying it. The city fades to white. Silence. The screen goes black. For a moment, there's nothing. No music, no dialogue, not even ambient noise. Just the faint buzz of static, like a broken television left on in an empty room. Then, slowly, a sound emerges. The faint, trembling notes of a saxophone. It's Lisa's sax, but warped, off-key, trembling like it's crying. The image fades in. We see her sitting on a park bench. The world around her is completely gray, drained of color, drained of life. No houses, no people, no Springfield. Just an empty landscape drawn in pencil lines and fading ink. The wind blows, but it doesn't move anything. It's a world frozen in a sketch. Lisa looks down at her hands. They're covered in black ink, smudged and cracked. The stains crawl up her arms like veins. She tries to wipe them off, but they don't come off. They're part of her now. She looks up. In the distance, faint outlines of Springfield flickered the Simpsons' house. The power plant, the school appearing and disappearing like ghosts. Each one fades as soon as she focuses on it. It's as if her memories are trying to come back, but the world won't let them. Behind her, a shadow looms. The Shinigami. He's calm now, not mocking or laughing. His voice is soft, almost sympathetic, which somehow makes it even more unsettling. You did what you thought was right, Lisa. You gave them justice. So why does it still hurt? Lisa doesn't answer. Her eyes are hollow, but still full of guilt. She whispers. I was supposed to fix everything. I wanted Springfield to be better. The Shinigami tilts his head, smiling faintly. And you did. Look around. No crime, no lies, no pain. You created a perfect world. Empty, quiet, perfect. His grin widens, but his eyes stay sad. So why do you miss the noise? Lisa turns away, tears mixing with the ink on her cheeks. The black streaks run down her face like paint dripping from a canvas. She looks at the death tome beside her. The notebook is half burned, its pages fluttering even though there's no wind. She hesitates, then picks it up. It feels warm like a living thing, still pulsing faintly. Can I undo it? She asks. Her voice is trembling, like she already knows the answer. The Shinigami takes a deep breath. His grin fades. Undo, he repeats. No, Lisa, that's not how it works. He steps closer. Gods don't undo things. They don't fix. They just watch. The word watch echoes. Lisa looks straight at the camera for a moment at us, as if realizing that someone has been watching all along. The screen flickers. The saxophone stops. Then silence again. After a long pause, Lisa opens the notebook one last time. The pages are blank now. Every name she ever wrote is gone. She traces her fingers across the paper, whispering, if I can't bring them back, maybe I can make something new. She picks up a pencil from the ground, and instead of writing names, She starts to draw little flowers, childish doodles, rough sketches of Springfield, her house, the school, the park, Bart's slingshot, everything she remembers, recreated from memory. As she draws, faint colors begin to return to the screen. Not bright, just hints, pale yellows, soft greens, sky blues that barely hold. The paper world starts to bloom with life again, but it's fragile, trembling, fake. The camera zooms out. We see that Lisa is drawing on the pages of the death tome itself. Every new image she creates becomes part of the world around her. Each flower, each house, each person she sketches comes to life for a few seconds before fading into dust. She keeps drawing faster, desperate, whispering to herself, "Please, stay! Please, stay this time!" But they don't. No matter how hard she tries, the world keeps unraveling. The flowers wilt. The houses collapse back into sketches. The faces fade away. Her pencil breaks. She stares at the broken tip, breathing heavily. "I can't fix it," she says softly. "I thought justice would bring peace, but it only brought silence." The Shinigami steps behind her again. He kneels beside her, his voice gentle, almost kind. "You learned the hardest truth of all, Lisa." She turns to him slowly. "And what's that?" He smiles. Not cruelly this time, but with real sadness. "Justice isn't the same as kindness." The line echoes as the camera pulls back. Lisa looks down at the notebook one last time. She tears out a page and lets it fly away in the wind. It floats up, higher and higher, until it disappears into the white sky. Then, faintly, we see Springfield's outline again. Colorful this time, alive for just a few seconds. Homer laughing, Bart skating, Maggie sucking her pacifier, Marge smiling in the kitchen. Lisa looks up at them, tears in her eyes. For a brief moment, she smiles too, but then the image fades. The vision collapses like an old film reel burning away, and the colors vanish once more. The final shot lingers on Lisa sitting in the field of paper flowers, the only spot of color in a gray world. Her saxophone rests on her lap. She lifts it, takes a breath, and plays a slow, broken tune. It's not music anymore, just sound, fragile and human. The screen starts to dim. Her song fades, replaced by soft static. A single line of text appears on screen in Japanese. 正義は優しさと同じではない. Justice is not the same as kindness. The words linger as the light fades completely. Then, during the credits, silence. No music. Just a faint hum of old film static. But right at the end, a single laugh. Krusty's laugh, distorted, echoing, mechanical. Almost like the Shinigami himself is laughing from behind the screen. Then, nothing. Just black. The Simpsons have always been known for predicting the future. But maybe this time, they predicted something deeper. The moment when doing good becomes something terrifying. Lisa's story isn't just a parody. It's a mirror. A look into how far we'll go to make the world right. And what we lose when we try to play God. Springfield always resets. Every episode ends with everything back to normal. But not this one. Not Airy. Because after Death Tome, Lisa Simpson is never quite the same. And maybe that's the point. Because the weirdest Simpsons episode you missed might also be the one that understands humanity the most.